I have with me today who is someone who is absolutely not a stranger to Indian cinema. He's known by everybody for his fabulous roles in so many films, be it mainstream Indian film or art Indian cinema. None other than Puri. So, welcome. So, my first question to you is obviously, as we were speaking earlier, you told me you've been to Goa before. What is your impression of Goa and the people here?
Well, I've been here many times, and perhaps I was the first one to say in '82 in Delhi Film Festival. I mean, between '80 to '90, I used to go every year for International Film Festival, and I said that these cities are not a good choice, whether it's Madras or Bangalore or Delhi, for that matter. Goa should be the permanent venue for International Film Festival. The reason being, it has its own attraction because Indian International Film Festival, to invite guests from foreign, you had to pursue them to come to International Film Festival.
Very true.
You know? But now it's become very, very popular. But Goa is attractive for foreigners. So they themselves will jump to come here. And plus, it's a very nice environment and it's not so crowded. Easily accessible. In Delhi, one cinema is in one corner, the other cinema is in another corner. So people would miss films. And here things are close by, theatres are nearby. Like for example, in Montreal Film Festival, you don't need transport. All the cinemas are within 5-minute walk. So people don't use cars. They just go from one theatre to another, they just walk around. And similarly in Karlovy Vary, which was my first international film festival in Czechoslovakia, 5 theatres under one roof. All the delegates are eating there in that complex and staying there. If they want to move around, it's a very small town. So Goa is the perfect place to have the International Film Festival. And I love the food, obviously. It's, though I'm turning vegetarian, but I'm still a fishitarian, which is okay now.
I hope you enjoy your food this time.
Yeah, every time I enjoy, I like fish. But otherwise, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat chicken or mutton, you know. And in seafood also, I like fish and prawns, that's all. No lobsters.
Yeah, you've surely given Goa a glowing recommendation as the permanent venue. But for this International Film Festival, what are you hoping to see? What would you expect it to be?
Well, I expect it to go well. I expect that the films have been chosen well. And I hope all the delegates who come from abroad and from India will enjoy the films and have a good time.
Okay. And when we speak about the re-release of Jaane Bhi De Yaro, what is the main intention behind it and do you think it will work?
It has worked already. Yeah, I mean they have increased the prints. I was quite surprised because this film has been seen practically by every film goer. You know, every 10 days, 15 days, they have been showing it on television. In spite of that, people have gone to the theatre and, you know, full houses. Initially, they released about 20 prints and then they increased more prints. So, it is a cult film and people have enjoyed seeing it in the theatre.
What is your experience of working with Meera Nair in Reluctant Fundamentalist? And the plot of the movie, could you tell us more about it?
Well, Meera Nair is a very, very significant and very bright filmmaker. She's constantly been making good films. And it was wonderful working with her, but my role was small. I wish my role was much bigger, but we had a great time on the set. And she knows her job. She's a wonderful filmmaker, as I've already said.
And my last question to you would be a slightly different question. With regard to the People's Party of Arvind Kejriwal, do you think that can work?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's nice that somebody raises questions. True. And it is very sad what all we hear, what all we read. And a lot of it is truth also. But it's very, very sad that the greed is overtaking everywhere, in every field of life, not only politics, but in everything. The main root cause of suffering today is the greed, the human greed. You know, that has to reduce. Okay, you know, greed is part of life, but how much? You know, like Gandhiji said, there is enough in the world for everybody's need, but there is not enough in the world for anybody's greed.
Very well said.
So, I mean, if somebody is an MLA, he is itching to be a minister. If somebody is a minister, he is itching to be a chief minister. And you are constantly trying to pull people down, you know. You criticize people, you hit them below the belt. If you want to criticize each other, there were people, there was Lohia in the parliament who used to constantly criticize Nehruji, but he never hit below the belt. You know, you become personal, which is in very poor taste. And people like Kejriwal, before that JP Saab, he tried, but it is difficult. It is difficult to shake the system. The system has to shake itself. उनके अंदर से कॉन्शियस जागनी चाहिए, उनके अंदर से ज़मीर जागनी चाहिए. कितने लोग पकड़े जाते हैं स्कैम में, उनको कुछ होता नहीं है. People are fed up. What can people do? They are helpless. They can't do anything. They have no power to shake the government. They have no power to shake the politicians.
The system itself is.
You know, I mean, you hear that so and so is being caught, and the scam of 400,000 crore, etc., etc. What happens to their money? Where does that money go? You know, why doesn't it go back to the treasury? Have ever anybody shown that, okay, we've recovered this money and here is a draft, we are putting it in the Reserve Bank? We've never heard that. What happens to that? People are put behind bars for 6 months, 8 months. They have a good time because they are powerful people, and then they go scot-free.
We've come to the end of this small interview which you've been so gracious to give us. And the last question I have to ask you is, what are the new projects you're working on? What will we can't wait to watch you work again, act again. Can you tell us some of the new projects you're working on?
You know, we all are like the sun. The sun rises and it starts climbing up, it touches a height, then it starts descending, and then it drums. So we all are like that. So I am also at a stage where my descent has started. You know, there are hardly any roles for character actors. There are very few roles for character actors who are of my age. So today there is not much work. I am doing a very fascinating film though, called Ram Bhajan Zindabad, which is a satire. It's a political satire. You know, like Jane Bizwara, for example. Jane Bizwara was a political satire, political and social satire. And this is also a political satire. That is one interesting film which I am doing. It's 90% over, 10% left.
Okay.
And beside that, I hope that, you know, I want to be part of the good films, even if they are small parts.
Okay.
And Baki for last almost 5-8 years I have been doing these comedies. Some of them are quite silly also, but one has to do something. But, well, I hope I will get interesting roles.
Okay.
As I said, I am on the descent, which is part of life. I have no regrets. My contribution is reasonably good in Indian cinema, and I'm quite happy with it.
As you said, we are all suns, we all rise, we all set. And I think that you have done a fantastic job till now. I think a lot of people agree with me. So you please do not.
Agree.
Yes,
I also
agreed.
agree.
So even though your sun may be finally setting, it's still been a glorious ride. And thank you for taking the time out today to talk to us and our viewers. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love guns and I love